Right, another weekend warrior weekend. Time to get working in the garden. Change of plans. I was going to work on potatoes first, then hauling compost, but it is not windy. And if you live out here on the prairie, you know that that does not happen very often. So I'm going to clean this up. I am making a video, yep.
Is it going to be on YouTube?
It will be on YouTube. So instead, I'm going to get all the garbage cleaned up out of here and get my plastic ground cover down while it's not windy, because let me tell you, getting that stuff down, this is 30 feet or so, it's a bit of an undertaking in the wind. So we're going to do that first, then we'll go backtrack and work on compost and potatoes and all the seeds that I picked out of my seed dungeon yesterday. I did pull out some of the volunteer raspberries. Anybody want any? So here goes. Well, I got most of the little leftover corn stalks and random stuff out of here. It's about as flat as I'm going to get it. I tilled in the fall, so I'm not going to do that this spring because then it just gets really bumpy and weird. And I do not have it in me to rake up the whole thing again. The wind decided to come up. I'm ready to put the plastic out. It's not, you can almost see my wind weather station here. It's not horrible. So maybe my kids will come out and help. We'll see. Well, it's definitely not a science. I know that's my end one because of the way the holes are, and I usually put sunflowers over there. But these two, maybe they're swapped. I had them flipped last year, so the holes were in different places. And I've burned new holes, and I apparently didn't overlap them the same amount as I did previous years, so I got a lot of extra on this side. But you know what? It doesn't really matter because it saves me a million hours of weeding. And I don't particularly like the way it looks, this big black blech for half the season, but once those watermelons and cantaloupes and things like that take over, you can't even tell, and it's so nice to not have to come out here and just worry about weeding. So now I just gotta go stick staples all over the place. I have these split rails that fell off our fence that I usually put every so often to help keep the stuff down in case the wind blows. And then move on to something else. So that's where we're at. All right, so now I'm going to work on the fence. Because if I'm going to be hauling compost, I want to be able to use my gate, which is my Mother's Day present. My only problem is these insulators are just a hole, which means I need to thread the fence through. So this might take either some planning or a few tries. But first I have to undo the current fence, and then I think I might move my corner posts in a little, if I can find the post puller. And now it's windy again. This is a handy tool if you put in and put out fence posts on a semi-regular basis. Of course, it's one of those ones that likes to walk away because you only use it a couple times a year, but take that off of there. And see if I can do this one-handed. So you just stick this little guy in there, and then you just pull the lever and she pops right out. No problem. We are mulched. And the fence is back up. And now, instead of climbing over the fence, I can walk through.